Hello, everybody. Welcome to another ZoukCast episode. This time I'm again in a very good company with Sheena from our production team.
Hi.
So, Nymph,
Yes,
this week we have a subject that I think that you would like because of the name, like ZenZouk.
ZenZouk. Yes, sounds great.
Yeah.
Sounds relaxing. Sounds enlightened.
Nice. So we will talk about the guy responsible about this movement, ZenZouk, and his partner. So Henry, how are you?
Good. Hello, guys. How are you? It's a
So
pleasure speaking with you guys.
guys, can you introduce a little bit yourselves? Like, who are you? Where did you come from? How did you get into Zouk?
Sure, sure. Well, just to introduce, this is my partner Jessica. My last partner Jessica,
Hi everyone. Jessica. Hi.
and my name is Henry, but my name is Riel. You will see in my Facebook. Riel is the name. And I'm from Venezuela, and I've been here in the States for 12 years. And I found Zouk around 5 years ago, more or less, 6 years ago, 6 years ago, in 2010. And Jessica has been dancing with me for the past three, 3 years here in America, New York City.
So how did you find Zouk? Were you interested into it from before, and did you went to a party, or did you find it by surprise? How did you?
Yeah, Zouk, yeah. This is the Zouk, the passion of everybody. No, we love Zouk so much. I found Zouk in 2010 in a bachata congress.
Okay.
And but before that, I have a partner, my husband. He told me about this new music that and style of dance that is taking over, that is around, and I'm like, he showed me a web page, and I saw the music. I'm like, oh, that's really nice, catchy music. And I'm like, oh, Zouk. I start googling Zouk. You know, usually Google Zouk, and you find whipping her around, and you see all these dances. Are like, you don't understand what's happening, but it's really, really cool. And I come from a background of salsa. I did a lot of dancing. I can talk about later about that. So when I saw Zouk, I saw how much expression it has, how much like you can do with Zouk. I'm like, I need to see that, what it is. And exactly that year, in the DC Bachata Congress, they had a Zouk room. I'm like, oh, perfect. I can see what it's about. And I went to DC Bachata in 2010, and then I found different Zouk artists, including Willan and Kim Rotier, who is one of the persons who are doing Zouk in New York, and Willan from Netherlands, actually, and Ian, Oregon, a lot of Zoukers that were starting the scene here in America. And it was really cool to see how they dance, and it was to me like the funniest things I remember is when you see Zouk, you don't know what the basic step is sometimes because everything in circle is moving. It's like, how do I start? But it looks really cool. Anyways, it was a great experience, and that's when I got introduced to Zouk in that congress. And
Okay.
after that, well, I just got more involved in it.
Very nice. And you, Jessica, how it was for you?
Interesting and very all over the place. I studied abroad for a month in France to study French, and I happened to meet all of these Brazilians in France, which was that they were all dancing. They all knew this one dance. They were all dancing together, but it was forró. And I was like, oh, this is cool. So when I came back home, I wasn't like really interested in French culture. I was so kind of obsessing over the Brazilian culture. And I was okay, I was on YouTube looking at all these videos of forró, and then I stumbled upon this one video of what I now know is Natasha and Agilio, like long, long time ago.
Mm-hmm.
And I was so starstruck because I have a background in ballroom and a Russian background, and I immediately knew this one woman like has some serious training and some Russian blood in her. So I immediately fell in love with her, and after that, I think for like months, I was obsessively looking at Zouk videos, and finally gained the courage to take a class. And my first class was with Kim Rotier, and my second class was with Henry, and then my life changed completely.
Oh.
Okay, guys. So you have this brand that you call ZenZouk.
Yeah.
What's the concept behind that?
ZenZouk. So ZenZouk is basically the journey of my dance experience. And when I found Zouk, I was like, oh my god, this is a way to express movement. And the Zen movement, the ZenZouk movement, is basically a methodology that you use to teach Zoukers how to move their bodies in different ways, not just one. Because one of the things that really it struck me when I saw Zouk for the first time, like really caught my attention, is like each person does it differently. They're all different styles. You have Lamba Zouk, you have Neo Zouk, Hip Hop Zouk, you have like contemporary Zouk, and like so which one? You know, all of them were awesome. Like, well, I like this, I like that, I like that. And that's one of the things that I remember Kim Rotter shared with me. She shared all the videos of different artists. I'm like, wow, that's so interesting. And she said, oh, which one do you like? I'm like, oh wow, well, all of them are different, you know, like how can you pick? And I love a little bit of each one. So I noticed right away from the beginning that it's not just one way to do Zouk. My background in dancing, you know, I did ballet and contemporary, modern. I trained a little bit, many years in ballet, mostly 7 years, and then other styles. And you always are challenged with changing your body to the style. Like, you know, if you're doing like African dance, you cannot dance like ballet. You know, you have to like go down, you know, or if you're doing hip hop, you have to find a different emotional aspect of you. So when I got to Zouk, and when I fell in love with it, I'm like, wow, there's so much expression that you can give in this dance, so much. So I'm like, how can I, as I'm learning, I'm feeling, okay, these are basic steps, but you can do it different ways. And how can I dissect that to students so then in a easier way, either a dancer or somebody who never danced can understand the same language, at least in how to feel in certain movements. So that's what it came about. And it's all about giving different elements. I use elements as people here around. I use like water, earth, and I think many instructors around in general use elements. What I did is put them together in a package that makes sense to the body, physically and also emotionally, so people can relate to something and they can access to their body awareness and body movement. And then when they see an instructor, you see, I'm seeing a Lamba Zouk dancer, I go, okay, they dance with certain air and certain earth or something. Oh, there's kind of fire. So you start feeling dissecting movements. So people can just be able to be versatile Zouk dancers rather than thinking there's only one way to do it. That's kind of like the main approach for it.
So you know, Nymph, when I first saw this guy dancing, I think it was in the
Barcelona
Congress in Barcelona.
Mm-hmm.
I also met him later on the Xavi and Laura Congress in Santa Susana, and I saw his show, and he was like highly energetic, you know. He was all over the place and turning, and going up and down. So then, after seeing the show, I discovered that he called his style or his brand was ZenZouk. So I thought, what does that energy has to do with Zen? Like Zen, you will feel like a quiet and being in meditation, you know. And the guy was all over the place, running up and down with a really great technique. And the show was the show I enjoyed the most on the night, and he was dancing solo. But I couldn't relate that to ZenZouk, you know.
Yes. And I can explain more about this is the methodology, right? That's the main concept of methodology. Now, when I perform or when I social dance, there is a sensation that I call it ZenZouk because it's almost like finding your Zen in your Zouk, finding that meditative state. So when you're dancing, you know, when you have a good dance, a really good dance that you like wearing it, you forgot, it's like a dream. You came out of the dance and you go, wow, that was amazing. And you were not calculating anything. You were just flowing, you know. And that sensation is what I aim for in every dance. And when I perform, what I do is I go into this state. I do it full out, you know. I'm going full out. So for instance, you saw me the show, you know. A show could be more like the Lamba Zouk show that I did with Jessica. It's more lambada, more like characters and stuff. And also have my other show solo, which is I come in like a shaman and I'm doing like, you know, like a ritual and my face changes and I have to be full out and I need to change the style in comparison when I dance with Jessica because it's a different piece. So that versatility, it's what you have to find your Zen in that element that you're going to be representing. Either, you know, if the music changes, you're dancing a song that is really Lambazouk. You're doing Lambazouk, and then music drops into Neo-Zouk. Then you have to change your feeling to match the music. And naturally, all dancers will do a little bit of that. What I'm thinking is how can I describe it? Because it's an internal process that is so complicated sometimes to
And
explain.
how did you, if
Yeah.
I may ask, how did you relate the Zen words specifically with these concepts that you are describing now?
Yeah, I relate the same to that meditative state of being present and not thinking about anything else except for that dance.
Okay,
Like
so to
if I grab her hand, if I grab her
immerse
hand,
yourself in that feeling.
sorry?
To incorporate that feeling, the energy of that specific style of Zouk, and completely immerse in it and
Yes,
not
exactly.
have any other influence of any other energies, just that one, and being completely
Exactly.
in the moment and connecting with that energy.
Exactly, and
Okay.
it's funny because I'm trying to dissect all this. This is a work in progress that I know what I want to say, but to dissect it is the time that I'm taking right now and moment in my life. And one of the things that is really special is like when you connect with somebody. Let's say Jessica dances in an element, I dance in a different element. You know, so when we touch each other, I have to feel her element, she have to feel my element, and somehow find that in between. I could be more dominant, and she has a good follower. She will just give up into my element. Or if the girl maybe doesn't know, she dances up, then I adapt to her more up. Because the idea is that you wanna prevent any friction. You just wanna go with the dance and just commit full out to whatever you are gonna go into. Because as soon as you start comparing it and you're looking for that perfection, you will never get it. It's like impossible. It's just about constant flow. And the Zen for me is just you go into a dance and just gonna commit to it. Nothing else matters. Like for that dance in those 5 minutes, 3 minutes, and just enjoy that. Really.
I find that concept is great, but it's easier said than done. Like, how do you teach your students to be so much into the music and to increase their musicality and their creativity and their connection in a way that because I find sometimes people from Lambazouk, when they play a neo souk in the room, they go out to having some drinks because they don't want to get into that mood. So how do you teach your students to be able to enter into each one of the styles and into each one of the feelings?
That's a good question. It's a process, and for sure, Jessica can tell you a little bit of what she's experiencing working with me. But the body has different energy points, and this comes a lot from my background in all the different styles I did. I started with ballet and then modern dance. I go into ballroom salsa, and each one again, this is different parts of the body to initiate movements. In ballet, you will use a lot of this sensation of lifting and presenting and all the neck, right? So, and this is what I call air in the syllables I use. Oh, the symbolism, okay? I use air, fire, earth, and water. So air will be related to anything that's up. Like in Lambazouk, they do like a lot of big movements. That will be more airish movements. No, it could be mixed, okay? It's not like it's just one. But identify this with one. Then if I want to talk about water, then you kind of have to connect to relax your body and be more fluid rather than being up here all the time. You need to learn how to let go of that element, maybe keep some air, but then relax down. You need to be more fiery, then you change more into like being sharp and like, wild and aggressive, depends on the piece, or earthy, more control, more safe, more like, real Zouk style has a lot of, boom, connections, like traditional Zouk. And I appreciate each one because each one is beautiful in its totality, and how you mix them up is even better. But to teach somebody just one element is what the goal is. Okay, just working your air. What is air? Where in your body you find air? How do you feel about air? And the possibilities are endless. But that's the goal, for you to feel free to move in any way you want. I base this on energy points, like in yoga, like chakras, and each element has a different characteristic. So I'm really inspired from that. from my yoga searching, from my ballet searching, from each teacher that I've encountered in my life that really says something that goes, oh, okay, I get it. And one of the stories that is funny, I found the connection between my dancing and Zouk one day when I was at the gym. And I was at the gym, and I'm working on, I was stretching in the gym, and I already started, you guys are like, yeah, it's crazy. So I was at the gym, and I was stretching, and when I'm stretching, I remember I'm like, oh, I found my belly button. Like, oh, my belly, oh, I can feel it, and I can like, oh, I can see what it feels like, I can stretch from there. And then it started making sense how when you connect to something in your body, then you're gonna feel a certain emotion, a certain thing, and then you go, oh, you start exploring, and then you start finding different ways you can use it. So in the belly button is fire. It's like, oh, determination, like, oh, I got it, like boom, like fast, and when I connect to that part in my body, I understood a little bit what yoga talks about, what my ballet teacher talked about, what my modern teacher, like all these people that influenced my life. I'm like, oh, I kind of get it now. But of course, I felt it, and then it goes, oh, then in head movement, you're gonna go from the center, or maybe from lower, depends on the style, really. Yeah. But then connecting my body to my stretching, and not literally sometimes in just the dance, but it's a constant searching outside from the dance as well of your body. That's where I kind of give my students the freedom to know that when you're brushing your teeth, you can be working on you're feeling your feet, you're feeling your knee. You're brushing your teeth and you can move to the left and move to the right, like you can find ways to work on your body when you're doing anything.
Maybe you can even have the toothbrush static and move yourself. Like.
Exactly. So I mean, I usually talk about a lot of philosophies and a lot of ideas, but the main thing is for free the mind of the person who is working in their body to believe that they can do anything they want. Of course. Not in one day. You cannot be impatient either. You have to be patient, but allowing yourself to be free to explore other possibilities with your body.
That's a very important thing that you said, that you have to be patient. And I have the biggest example of not being patient right here.
Excuse
me.
Like
she wants to be. She wants to be the best dancer just in 2 months.
Oh, come on, no.
But she's really good, but she's not patient,
We don't want
to learn fast.
Okay. Nim.
Yes.
You are a yoga guy too.
Mm-hmm.
So how can you relate to the story that Henry is telling us about mixing the connection in Zouk with concepts that he learned from yoga?
I use some. I don't use the element earth, fire, wind, and water. Earth, fire, wind, and water. But I use different kind of. I use energy in my dance. When I teach my students or I give workshop about different frequencies. I also did a workshop like feeling your heartbeat, feeling the heartbeat of your partner, and this heartbeat is a chakra, And when you feel the heartbeat of your partner, try to feel like first start with breathing in the same rhythm. So when you breathe in the same rhythm, your heartbeat will be the same, and then try to feel the emotion that your partner has, and with this emotion, then start to dance. Those kind of things I use in my teaching. So it's and to get in this energy, like ZenZouk does to get in certain energy. They say you are Zen. What I do is I use technique as he's gone. Yeah. What I use techniques of turning around. For me, I use the universe as example. Mm-hmm. Like the Earth is going around the sun, or all these planets are attracted to each other, like this the energy that pulls and push and pull, all the elements. So I use the same technique in dancing. So when you are turning, at a certain point you get like how do you call it? Like in trance.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you are turn, at a certain moment you forget everything and you just you are in yourself and you're just focusing in thing you are feeling and deleting. You don't concentrate or other things that's around you. So I try to use this circling energy in the dancing, so to make the follower more like became in a trance and to follow me.
So in a certain way, it's like he was telling about this Zen concept of being present in the moment, the moment,
The
and
moment, yeah.
not worrying about anything else rather than the dance.
Yeah.
So, do you think that meditation before dance or even after dance can help you improve your dancing skills?
Yeah, but also during the dance, you can also use the meditation technique, like breathing technique. In dance, like people that are dancing, like dancers, they are using breathing to get certain energy. If you see Sandy, or there are a lot of people, I think Mafi also use certain energy, but Mafi has more background in the martial art, but they also use the energy and breathing techniques to dance. And when you breathe and you inhale and you exhale, so inhale is a different energy, exhale is another energy. So you can use this energy in the dance to get some emotions.
Yeah, actually, just last Sunday I was giving a private class when I was trying to teach the lady how to do the head movement in the ZenZouk way.
Yeah.
And she was struggling with the going into the movement, not doing it so sharp that you can feel pain when you see that. So in order to teach her to go into the movement, I told her, breathe into the movement. Rather than do the movement, breathe into it.
Yeah.
So you know that I'm not this into this kind of chakra things and but anyway, in my own scientific guy way, we use the same elements.
Like, you don't have to be spiritual, but even if you are a scientist, you know that everything is like connected with energy. Even your muscles is moving with certain energy. So if you try to teach your students also to be more aware of their body, how the muscles are moving, and if you can use this element like earth, water, fire, this kind of stuff, but you can use also in scientist way, like feel yourself like going up or being grounded, feel the earth, be grounded, or when you are moving like water, but you can use breathing technique, or during the dance you can use all this kind of elements.
Yeah. So I'm trying to solve the Henry thing because he's trying to get into the call again, but he cannot. And I will try to invite him again. Let me just 1 minute because you know that I cannot write and talk at the same time.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, I had this idea. I had once I had this dream that I was first able to listen and control my own heartbeat during meditation, and then in my dream I start controlling my heartbeat and also the emotions. And in this dream, after mastering my own heartbeat.
Dream?
Yeah, it was in a dream.
But
and in my
was it a lucid dream?
A lucid dream?
A lucid, when you know that you are dreaming?
Yeah. I was aware of this thing. And in this dream, I was first mastering my own body, own emotions, own heartbeat. And when I mastered this, I had this awareness that if you master the thing that is in your body and it's all connected with energy, you can also master other one's heartbeat because it's the same energy. And when you master someone else's heartbeat, you can change the emotion of a person.
And
you
how
can also
exactly do you then change the emotion of a person? Like, do you, when you feel the emotion and your heartbeat is synchronized, does that emotion of yours transfer to the other?
Depends. If the other person is open to receive, they can receive the energy that you are giving to them.
And what if that other person also already has a strong emotion? And
you have to be also
might receive it as well. So which one? What determines who is the dominant one? Is it always the leader or?
No. The leader and follower both, because you are like when you see this 8, this infinity sign. Yes, yeah. And when you have a man and a female and you're connected with the center, so the energy goes from the ground, from the man, it goes to the woman, the follower, and it goes up and it goes back in an eight. So you give your energy, the follower takes the energy, the follower gives her own energy to you, and together you mix your energy. So whatever emotions you have or whatever emotions the follower have, you can mix it and you can find like a middle way, like a emotions together mix, and you can play with these emotions.
Yeah. So Henry is now having trouble to enter the show again. So let's just talk a little bit more about these concepts, and maybe we can do a follow-up episode with him to try to finish his interview. But you know that we are organizing just before the Suitable Festival.
Yeah.
We are organizing this instructors retreat where we can share all these concepts in between the instructors.
Yeah.
We will have Master Yeye, the creator of the ZenZouk technique there, like, serving as a guide for the whole session. How do you think that Master Yeye background from capoeira can also relate to these concepts that we just discussed, like the yoga and the meditation? Do you think that it has something in common, being capoeira being a martial art in between
like,
both worlds, like dance and martial art?
If I think it doesn't matter if you do martial arts or you do yoga or dancing. There's like a baseline, and above this baseline, it's all about energy. Even if you do martial art, you can get in a certain state of energy when you are like release of everything that's not connected with yourself. If you do martial art, if you do dancing or you do yoga, it doesn't matter. So I think it's all connected. When you go beyond the physical level, you can get in a state. Doesn't matter whatever you do. Even if you are a musician or you are like a porn star, I don't know. You can get.
You're a porn star. You need a really.
But even if you have sex, you can get at a certain.
Energy,
Even if you have sex, you can get at a certain energy level.
Yeah.
And you forget everything. Then you are connected with your partner. So that's the same energy level you can get from almost everything.
Okay. So I think that it's a good point to finish, like with porn stars.
Sorry, guys.
Okay.
I saw some nice pictures of Xena on Facebook. I was like, is that an invitation for all these porn guys, or to get connected?
Okay, Dave. So let's try to talk to Henry to do another episode with him, because he was really interested. For me, as a non-yoga, non-chakras, non all these kind of things guy, what he was telling make a lot of sense, even in my own worldview, like you can use those elements to teach in the same way, even if I find the expression different.
You can ask Jan also. He's also using the same kind of techniques, like earth, water. Yeah.
Actually, he will be on a future episode. He's developing a really nice concept called the House of Zouk. That I want to discuss with him deeply. And then we will do a ZoukCast episode about it with you. And let's try to share all these concepts into with each other and with the rest of the audience.
I think we should also make a video about this whole retreat, about all this part that we are talking and experiencing, and then put it also online.
Okay. Yeah, we could do that. Okay, so that was our accidental ZoukCast. Like usually, lately we are having a lot of accidents in ZoukCast, but I don't know why, because I improved my connection. So
I came in the scene. And
okay, you're disturbing the energies.
Yes.
Yeah.
Passion and fire.
So to everybody that is watching and wants to collaborate, we have this URL that you can use to collaborate with us. It's patreon.com/ZoukCast. And also, if you are an instructor and you want to share with other instructors all your knowledge, and you want to get knowledge from Master JJ and from Nymph and from Jan and from maybe me, we were going to be in that retreat from 18th to 20th of July in this year. And then we have the festival, the Zouk Devils Festival, that you can also attend if you're going to the instructor retreat. If you're not an instructor and you want to attend the festival, is the most amazing party that you can experience in Catalonia. We will be there. So you are all invited. And you are going to be there in both events, right, Nymph?
Yes, yes.
Okay, so that's all for today. I feel like, talking about porn stars, I feel like coitus interruptus with this this interview, but let's continue another day. Okay, Nymph,
Right.
so thank you for being here.
See you next week.
Thank you, Henry. Even if maybe you are watching now and when you cannot connect. Thank you, Sheena, for also being here with me and having these wise questions as she was passing me on paper.
Come on.
Yeah.
How to show that?
She's a production girl, like she's giving my notes under the table,
Mm-hmm.
And everybody else, thank you for watching and see you next week.
All right,
Bye.
next week. Bye. Bye.
Okay, now I don't find my credits image, Nymph.
DJ Nymph. Yes.
Shameless self-promotion. Oh, I know. I cannot find it. Okay, let's finish without the image. Bye.